Hello, welcome to the first lesson. So you have your grid page in front of you, and let's just start by drawing one square in the third one over from the top. And as you're drawing, turn my light on here. Ooh, there we are. Just really focusing on making the line straight and just outlining one of these squares. Now looking at our page, it's full of squares. One is just going to be in pen. So it's time to start using that pen. The one I'm using here is a Micron 01. You can also use a 03 if you want to, or any other kind of pen you have, really. Now trying to make both lines, I want you to really work on your lines, making all four lines as close to the same thickness as possible. This is going to be a lesson, a whole course in focusing on line work and getting your lines to be as nice as you can. Okay, so let's start with the meaning of the square. I'll be talking about this with you throughout the lessons, little bits here and there, but when you think of a square, you think of stability, you think of grounding, because it's got the four corners. So if you try to roll a square, for instance, it's not going to go anywhere. But so on the other hand is the circle, which is another popular shape. And if you roll a circle, it just rolls and rolls and rolls for endless, limitless possibilities is what the circle represents. And then the square is very stable figure. It represents the home. It represents, hard work, being practical, logic, dependable. So a square is a shape where it can bring a sense of grounding to you. And just you breathe into it and you feel safe. Okay, so we have our first square on there, and let's move on to the second one. Let's do another bigger one going down from that very first line here and over this way. Now this will be another square using 4. So a square is a perfect square, has all the sides, all 4 sides are the same length. And really just practicing, starting here, practicing making your lines as straight as you can, focusing your eyes, allowing your hand to trust. And if you go a little bit thicker on the line like I did there, then go thicker on the whole line. And to make it even, let's go thicker, a little bit thicker on all the lines. Just so, the more work and love we put into our lines, the more we'll be able to, the nicer the picture will be, the more other people will be able to notice that. Okay, so we've got 2 squares there. Now let's expand it, and we're going to do a square now with 3 on each side, 3 centimeters. So I'm going to come down from the middle of that square we just did, all the way down here, going over 3. Now, I'd like to draw both lines that are vertical, one after the other. That way you don't have to turn the page. And then turn the page and draw the other 2 lines. Saves us time from turn the page 4 times. You only have to turn it once. Or twice, because we're turning it back now. All right, so now we've got 3 regular squares on our page, just like so. So from here, now we're gonna draw a 3D cube that you can see through. So I'll show you how to do that with this grid. So the first thing to do is to draw another 2 by 2 square. And from here, we will go to the bottom of the square we just drew, 1 over, and then leave a little space, a gap there. And we're going to draw 2 by 2 centimeter square here, make sure to leave a gap between the square we just drew, that big 3 centimeter one, and the next one down here, the 2 centimeter one. So this will turn into our first 3D cube. Okay, there's another 2 centimeter. Now to get your 3D cube, we're going to go draw a diagonal line up from the top left of that square we just drew, like so. Turn my page, and we're going to draw the same parallel line from all the 3 corners. In fact, since this square is see-through, let's draw the same parallel line from all 4 corners. This is pretty easy so far. And from here, let's connect the top and the bottom. So another vertical line going down here, vertical line connecting these ones. So we're pretty much just connecting all those lines that we just drew that are coming up from the corners. And we can't forget to do the line that goes straight across, like so. And this is your first 3D cube that is see-through. All right, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see that easier. Let's see. And hopefully your line works nice, all even. And there you go, it's zoomed in a little bit. Okay, so that's the first exercise, making the lines nice and even on all sides and starting off with just a couple simple cubes and squares. Now get ready for the next one.